Okay. GM to YouTube. We are doing the Duo Nex Max guide. Okay. This is our setup these days. If you do not have a quiver, and this is you, right? That means you don't have this ammo slot, right? Ditch the pegs. You don't need them. Unlucky. Pegs are slightly better. They're fairly big DPS increase. They're about 1% better than not having pegs. Pegs are great. Gnomonkey said max, no fang kit. What the? Okay, so brief explanation. You'll see a lot of people, they're usually potting something like this, and they'd have extra potions. Totally fine for learning. Totally fine for learning. Even if you have infinite money, totally fine for learning, not bringing the full Torva. Full Torva enables you to do P2 melee, which is amazing for damage. Fanging during that phase is so much better than ZCB. You can only do that with Torva because your defense, if you look at this, is so much better in Torva. It's double. It's just straight double. So you definitely need that. You need that to be doing P2 melee. Don't do it if you don't have it. And don't do it in bandos. Yeah, not worth it. The big thing from Torva, and the reason it's worth those 2 slots, even though it's very small DPS increase, is this defense is also insane. The majority of attacks you take from Nex are crush. This crush defense is really, really important. More so than mage defense, because the majority of her attacks are melee, and the majority of the time she's maging, or a good chunk of the fight where she's maging, it's guaranteed to hit you. Blood phase, right? So mage defense does nothing on that phase. Crush defense is really, really good. Anytime she's hitting you, she's rolling a punch against 335 crush defense. There's a good chance you take a 0. Every 0 you take is less brew you use, less time you're wasting brewing, and doing less damage. Brewing is less damage, right? So Torva, very good for that. It also just makes up for the brew that you're losing, right? When you do this, right? These 2 brews get saved by wearing Torva. You're killing the boss faster and taking less damage. So literally just by wearing Torva, you're using the same amount of supplies. Like these 2 brews just are not needed anymore because you're wearing Torva. Now, this does make the switches very difficult. You'll see I'm doing 9-way range. Typically, you don't need to switch quickly into ZCB except maybe Blood Sacrifice. It's not really a big deal. And you're doing 8-way most of the time with T-Bow. That's when you want to switch quickly, is when you're going to a minion. Then it's 8-way. So that's the idea with this. No quiver, you'd swap out the boots, get rid of those. Is a boot switch necessary? Not necessary. Very nice though. It's much bigger than it would be in other places because ranged accuracy is extremely good for Nex. It's a big DPS increase when you are ranging. Recently, relatively recently, Nex got changed and she is weaker to crossbows than other weapons. That has changed things. You're maybe wondering if you know the old setup, where's the Voidwaker? The Voidwaker is no longer worth bringing. ZCB is a better spec than Voidwaker for damage ever since she had her defense changed. So now ZCB is the best option. Voidwaker is more of a budget option now and not a mandatory take. ZCB is also always dramatically better than T-Bow. It's 9% better to ZCB the boss in this setup than T-Bow the boss. It used to be pre-update that T-Bow was actually slightly better in max. But now ZCB is dramatically better when you're ranging the boss. So you need ZCB. 100% you need it. So that's the big change. Okay, other things to explain with the setup. Nice thing is that Torva pieces and Van Braces and ZCB also all count as Zeros items. So hitting the altar in anything you're wearing at any given moment is totally good. You will get full stats. Awesome. Other things to explain. Buckler is extremely good. Buckler, I believe, is like 5% DPS when you're ranging. So very, very good to have Buckler. The second range pod is also kind of optional. One range pod is totally fine. I bring it for some extra DPS. If you're struggling with kills, ditching a range pot for an extra brew, probably a good idea. 4 restores should also be enough. It should be plenty if the kill is going normally. If you're finding you're running out of prayer and the kills are taking too long, dropping the range pot for a restore is also not a bad idea. Is T-Bow dramatically better than Blowpipe? Yes. They have a lot of defense, those minions. So T-Bow's way, 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 way better. As a baby, I bring 5 restore, 8 brew. That works too. So all the items we bring, I'm bringing Fire Runes out of the pouch for Thrall and Death Charge. Death Charge is nice because it works on the minions, the Reavers, and Nex when you kill her, which is relevant for the next kill. So that's nice. Okay, so that's why this is max. Is ZCB worth in trios? It's worth in all scales, yeah. Does ZCB used to not hit accurately enough before the defense nerf? Right, so the way you calc this is you just take the 110 and you multiply it by the accuracy. So whatever that was, it was like 0.7 or something at the time. And that gives you your average damage with the ZCB spec. So now it's a high enough average that it's better than a Voidwaker. So that's the difference. They're very, very close, actually. I think Voidwaker's just barely worse. I am good at pot. Are you good at pot, Hedron? RTP. Okay. I'm going to assume for the most part, if you're bringing max and you're looking at this guide, you kind of know what you're doing, at least somewhat. So I'm not going to explain every single little thing. If you're looking for that, look at the budget guide. Metafight pot is really nice. as a pre-pot, because when you're brewing, it gives you a chance to get those stats back. Also, when you get virus, you can restore your stats. Okay, so at the beginning, we're just gonna melee and then run up and kill Fumus with T-Bow. If you need to brew, ZCBing Fumus as you brew is not a bad option. It's very solid. The idea is gonna be we're gonna run into melee P2 immediately after killing Fumus, and you're gonna wanna have as much health as possible for melee P2. You're gonna try to have your health as full as possible before you kill Fumus. Oh yeah, start in crossbow as well. Forgot. Missed, unlucky. It happens. I doubled? Did you accidentally shoot again? Okay, we take it. For poetinectional. Yeah, I agree with that. Poetinectional is huge. Okay, Fumus is here. What I like to do is sub in ZCB for one shot, drop my pot. There's always a chance you get a bolt proc like that. So that's nice. It's very close to a T-Bow shot on the first hit. And then you're in the right gear. So I'm going to start brewing now. Kidron has gotten out of range, so I'm doing the tanking. And she's just done escape. So if she did escape as her last attack, you know you are safe to go begin melee P2. Otherwise, she will do Embrace Darkness on P2, and you will die. So we're going to run in. Okay, and you can do a thing on P2 with the way it calculates damage. You can flick melee prey and then ranged prey, like this. So then, that allows you to catch all melee attacks and ranged attacks, which is really nice. And then once she does Embrace Darkness, get out of range. And when she's following you like this, you need to turn the corner. Not like that, but like run here and then run back in. That'll break her out of the damage on you. And I'll let you reset her. We'll send a ZCB spec. Swap to T-Bow when low. I'm going to go Umbra tank now. Okay, Nex is on me, so I'm not getting out of range. Okay. Now Hedron's just doing resets. Easy peasy. Hedron is going for the risky potential to get Nex next to the altar. It was tick perfect. We take that. So if you see her running up, you can risk it if Umbra's close to dying and get her closer to the altar. That might have been pushing it a little bit, but I'll take it. It worked out. Okay, now we're looking to spec ASAP and hit altar. Like that. And spec again. So the idea is you want to get through P3 as fast as possible. You don't want to be on this phase. It takes a long time. Get your spec up and kill the boss. And the way it works out in Duo is you basically just, every time you get to P3, you'll have altar, unless the kills are pretty fast. Then sometimes you won't have altar perfectly. Okay, we can go to Kror. You typically can skip Reaver. So big thing with T-Bow versus the budget guide is that now I can start doing step unders. And Hedron can too. Smiley face. Oh, I'm gonna get away from the boss. Hedron, go to Nex. Pog. You can do step unders and keep her stalled and not attacking people by stepping under her while you're shooting Kror. And that's the benefit of having a long-ranged weapon to kill her with. I'm going to drag her back in by tanking a hit. She's in melee mode, so we can chill here. A lot of little nuance, like things you can catch to avoid damage. As much damage as you can avoid is good. I'm going to brew while ranging. Let's get my pot back up. I'm going to spec. Don't melee prey. That's not the play. Okay, cool. And you can see if you compare this to the budget guide, like we were just getting railed and not doing much damage. You'll see I have similar brew to that video, but I'm not going to have any issues getting through the kill. In theory, knock on wood. 680 is our threshold. Wow, she's obliterating me. That's not good. We need to do 5 damage. We need to do 5 damage. Game sucks, dude. Did you bolt for the last damage? Oh my god. When she does contain, you both want to get out of range, so she pulls back up, and then you can reset her after that. I have 1 brew. This might be tight. I was getting really slammed. 5? Yeah, average. Sometimes one person gets targeted a lot, and they just lose a lot of health. It just happens. I'm doing some damage mitigation by dragging her up. Hedron's frozen, so can't step under. You just kind of do what you can in this phase. I tank. We're good. Frozen. No. Damage. Pain. 3 hits. 4 hits. Okay, we should be okay. No, don't step her that way. Ah, made shit. Beautiful. Full 32 as well. Nice. Good and humble. Okay, I am out. And she is maging. I'll wait till the next time. God damn it, dude. Slammed, railed. What else is next to? It's all average. Okay, I will show how to flinch. I can't risk it here, so stepping out of range. You swap to T-bow because it has longer range. You only want to flinch one tile in. And then each time Nex does an attack, you can click her. This sucks pretty bad. Put CCB on long range? No. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We're hitting pretty good. Gotta be careful if your partner misses 5 ticks. You gotta reset your cycle. If Nex gets on you, the kill is over. If you're flinching, so don't fuck up. It's dead. Nice. Okay. Not ideal. That's about the worst I've been hit in a long time. Still an 8-minute kill somehow. Yeah, he drawn MVP. What a surprise. Who'd have thought? Okay, maybe we do one more again. I would say that's a 1 in like 30 kill. Getting hit that hard repeatedly. And we don't play for 1 in 30 kills happening. We play for the average. It does happen sometimes. But if somebody can just flinch and you get through it, that's fine. No brew, 34 HP. Yeah. My friend's Nex is so easy and boring. Also them, no, we can't trio or run out of supplies. Let's 5-man. Yeah, exactly. It's the Inferno syndrome. It's so boring and easy and boring. Also, I can't get my cape, but it's so boring. I'm so bored. Yawn. Dying before we get there. Nice. I'll take that. So we were just, again, looking for no escape, which we got there, and it's run and start meleeing. Pray melee and then ranged every time she attacks. Melee, ranged. Melee, ranged. Melee, ranged. Melee, ranged. And I took basically no damage, easy. And I missed the spec average. The way the ranged attack works is I believe it has a base max hit of 60, which scales down to 50 when you're close to her. So the hit in game engine can hit up to 60, and then it goes down to whatever the hit cap is based on distance, right? So when you're close to her, it has a chance anytime it's hitting you. Oh my goodness, damage. It has a chance anytime it's hitting you to hit a full 25, but you can also block the attack fully, the same as any other normal attack. That's why Torva matters so much, is fully blocking the hits is potentially blocking 25. But it also can just hit a low number if you're lucky, so that helps you avoid a lot of damage. Nice, good timing on that. So she's gonna keep meleeing and then pull up. And dash and kill her. Okay, that's weird. It's always weird when she does that. How do I miss every spec? Hello? Unlucky. Okay, I'm gonna hit alter when she swaps. And spec again. But not when she does that. We're gonna wait and not do that. That's pain whenever you do that. It's always the worst. You just bolt on 0? Unlucky. Yeah, you just hit every bolt. You're gonna MVP a 3rd time, huh? I've missed 2 ZCB specs. We'll see if I get it. What? Yeah, you could come this way. I think it's contain. Oh, God. I'll get this. What? Okay. Nex is so fucking weird, bro. Okay. Contain? Don't reset her. Okay, cool. All right. It's not good to reset her if you're close to killing Glacies. You want her right next to you to avoid some damage. I'm trying to get my spec off, but I barely didn't have it. I probably should have kept his ECBing and brewing, but we'll see if this works out. So when you're below 15, you need to sit under the boss and heal. Just like that. It happens. Okay, nice. So now we're going to start T-bowing instead. You can dump Fame specs if you want. You could also save for next kill. Come on. She's dead. All right. All right, that's a little better showcase, I think, of a typical kill. 730, yeah, nice. Okay, I'm good with that. So I would say that's like your typical average kill. 730 is about average on the dot. Sometimes you get the crazy quick, like 630. I think that's Usually around the fastest I ever get. Sometimes you get a slow kill around 9 minutes. It happens. I'd say typical kill there, though, in max gear, 7:30. That's pretty much to be expected. KC. KC's a thing. Okay, if you're max, getting combat achievements done is very helpful for efficient Nex. You can always just AFK a bunch of KC before you do a Nex trip, but if you die, you do lose all of that, so that's always a risk. If you do have GM, that means you only need 15 Ancient KC to walk in the room. That means you never have to KC. In Duo, you will get 15 every single time, so you don't need any KC. Benefit of being GM. The better you are on your CAs, the less you have to KC, which is really, really nice. So that's a big thing, is getting combat achievements done for efficient Nex. That's about it. I love you, YouTube. Mwah! I think that's it.